Hey, how are ya? Going in hot here with do a quick little review of this Rex ENVOY razor, which I won from Shave Masters. One of their hosts, Doug, it was his birthday. The Rex razor come in with some Rex blades. These blades are pretty cool, so I'm just going to load the razor here with the blades now. You got this Revisit Excellence on the blade. Blades are in a little tiny individual envelope, in the little tucks, and they're double wrapped in there. So you see you've got the outer envelope, and you've got the inner envelope. So before I take that out, I can see a little bit of glue on it. I know that's something some people are often curious about, but the handle comes off and you got a three-piece razor there, so pretty traditional three-piece setup. Having a hard time showing you that. Pretty traditional three-piece setup. There's your top cap. I'm gonna go ahead and open the razor up here. I'm very carefully going to peel that guy out of there. Very little glue. There is a little dab of glue in there to keep that thing shut, but very, very, very little glue. So let me show you this razor. I don't know if you're gonna be able to pick it up, but man, that is awesome. The blade itself, it's kind of clear etching. I'd call it a clear etching. It's I wonder if I blocked light, if it'll pick it up any better, and it does not. Anyway, top cap. Drop the razor on there, drop the blade in. Go ahead and drop the base plate in there. Install your handle. Once you kind of get it going, no issues, thing drops right in place. Everything lined up nice and snug. The ends of your blade tabs here are covered. Which personally I don't necessarily love. Being a guy with a beard, I really like to be able to see my edge pretty clearly, and sometimes I struggle with a double-edged razor getting a good edge on the edge of my beard. I do a lot better with a straight razor or a shavette. But this is a beautiful razor. It's very heavy, very hefty. Knurling is fantastic on it. This is a little beast. This is a great razor, and thank you so much, Shave Masters, for hosting and for putting on the giveaway. And thanks Matt over at Razor Emporium for being gracious enough to give away one of his awesome products. These are top shelf products. They're serialized on the bottom. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you that or not. It's upside down, but you can see that they're serialized. I mean, these things are awesome, and I'm really grateful. It's the first time I've ever used it. Might be able to see there, I've been saving for like about four days or so. And tonight I'm also going to be using for the first time, not the first time for a Hoffmans product, but for the first time I'm going to be using this brOKen, which is a scent profile that he had in the past, which is, I believe it's modded after Burn the Ships, which I guess is one of his original scent profiles. And I'll be using this Alpha Shaving G5 synthetic knot, just in this awesome brush and handle here. So let's get this lather going. I had some really good luck last time through with Hoffman. The skin ingredients are just fantastic. I mean, my skin feels awesome after I shave with this stuff, at least for the Siren. So I assume it's going to be the same thing here with brOKen. And so you can see I just kind of load the brush from the bowl here. I've stopped tub loading. I used to tub load. I've stopped tub loading and just kind of brush load right out of the bowl. Still needs a little bit more water. And I kind of find I don't really try to build a shaving cream there in the bowl, but this is about as far as I'll push it. You can see that brush is completely full of the soap. I guess there's a little bit there that's not, but I got plenty to go around here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my face wet. I usually have a sprayer. That's why my kids decided they needed it more than I do, so I don't really know where it is. No worries, life goes on. But we'll get this shave underway here. Yeah, I mean, look at that stuff build. You know, in terms of like shaving and kind of traditional shaving, you know, it's one of those things that some people say that they don't really have a lot of time. It takes too long. It does take a little bit of time. There is kind of no two ways around that. But in all honesty, it's not that much time, and the results that you're going to get are so much better on the other end of it that it's like it's worth whatever couple of minutes you got to invest into it. You know, a lot of folks just don't see it that way, but you know, I think more people should consider, you know, giving it a shot. I mean, just look at how fast this stuff builds the lather, and it just blows up in the bowl. So, you know, 6 minutes in, you know, I haven't dragged the blade on my face yet, but I'm the kind of guy who only needs 2 passes. Obviously, I have a beard, so I'm not shaving my whole face, so, you know, I guess you can say that that's there's stuff just flying all over the place here. I just gotta wipe it off. You know, that is a thing. I don't have to shave my whole face. I do just shave part of my face, but I mean, the real thing is a little bit of time spent, 5-10 minutes in all honesty, on, you know, a good shower and pre-shave routine. A good shower is a good hot shower. Get a bar of glycerin soap. Get it unscented, get it scented. It does not matter. Any glycerin soap realistically will be just fine. Get a glycerin soap, put that on your face while you're, after you wash your hair, and just kind of let that foam of that glycerin soap while you're in the shower sit on your face, and rinse it off before you get out, and you're going to be good to go. Yeah, you're going to have a real great result. And then when you load up with your shaving cream on the other side, it's going to be awesome. So there you go. I mean, even including some explanation on the razor and stuff like that, I'm 7.5 minutes in, you know, and I'm ready to get going. The blade's loaded. I'm good to go. This ENVOY is supposed to be the same as the Rexy Ambassador on level 3. I have had an Ambassador in the past. I am the kind of person who buys, sells, and trades a lot of different stuff all the time. And the Ambassador is a very expensive razor, so I sold it to buy some other razors. And at this point, I regret it. So I was lucky enough to win this giveaway and land this razor. So anyway, once you get going, I always hit the razor in the water, in the warm water, and just kind of go for it. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people talk about blade feel and things of that nature, but I mean, a lot of times I'll use a straight razor, so, you know, I don't know. I mean, this guy doesn't seem like it's very, you know, very aggressive to me. It seems like it's, you know, sort of on the lower end of that, if you ask me. It's very smooth. And this razor is very, very smooth. Everything lined up really, really well with it. I believe these are $150, $160 retail. Which again, if you're coming from a cartridge or something like that, you might, you know, kind of look at that price and say, whoa, I'm not spending 150 bucks on a razor. You know, but again, you replace the blades in this razor and not the razor or the handle itself. The handle itself will outlast anybody that's watching this video. You know, they'll dig these things out of the earth a couple hundred years from now. Or a couple thousand years or whatever, they'll pull these things out of the planet. They are going to be, they're a lasting piece of equipment. So it's a one and done kind of purchase. You know, the only thing I can tell you about like DE razor shaving is, you know, you do need to figure out what kind of works for you in terms of the razor's geometry. So there is a little bit of trial and error in terms of that. But once you find something that works, you know, stick with it, and that's that. And there are some really great beginner razors, and in all honesty, this could be a really good beginner razor because it's not very aggressive at all. It's very smooth. I mean, you saw how smooth that thing glided over 3 or 4 days worth of growth. You know, I can show you down there in the sink. That's what you got. You know, you've got a pretty fair amount of stubble there that thing just ripped right through. So, you know, to me, again, I think this is a great value razor. It is on the higher end for a beginner, so there is that. You know, but if you're someone who wants, you know, quality and precision, I mean, this thing's machined from, I believe they're machined from a single block of 314 stainless steel. So for someone who's into that sort of thing, you know, this is definitely a precision piece of equipment. There is zero doubt about that. You know, and it's weighty and substantive, very, very grippy. I like it a lot. I'm going for a third. I usually don't always necessarily do the third pass, but I'm going for it. So again, all this stuff is just working so super awesome. And the scent on this Hoffmans, this Burn the Ships, it's got something in it. I want to say, I mean, it does say Burn the Ships, you know, on the previous name. Now it's brOKen, but you know, as Burn the Ships, I'd say you definitely get the aquatic, you definitely get the sea. It literally smells like the ocean. I can 100% smell the ocean. And Rob's from New Jersey. I'm from Massachusetts. Rob is the maker of this soap, and he's from New Jersey. I'm from Massachusetts. We smell the same ocean, man. You know, it smells a little bit different in different parts of the world. You know, that sort of New England, that kind of cold, dark water. You know, that's what I'm getting there. Getting a little bit of something else, like, I don't know, maybe like a gunpowder or something, or some kind of other something. It's got a little something going on there. Yeah, I mean, my cheeks are completely smooth. You know, so the scent's good. I mean, I like the scent. It's a fresh I'll ride that cap a little bit. For anybody that maybe doesn't know what that means, when I say ride the cap, I mean, a lot of times you put the razor up against your face. You know, something like this would be riding the bar. Something like this is more like riding the cap. It's going to give you a little bit of a milder feel riding the cap. So if I'm ever going against the grain, which I am down here across my neck is incredibly sensitive, I always want to kind of ride that cap where I don't want to be here like this with the razor. I want to be more here, kind of more letting that cap ride right along my face. Yeah, I mean, that is an efficient razor. And I'm using those Rex blades. Those Rex blades are, I mean, you know, Matt Pisarcik over there at Rex Razors, or Razor Emporium, whatever. There's two companies. They kind of do different things, but they sort of work together, and they're owned by the same ownership group. Those guys know what they're doing. It was, you know, it was a fantastic combination for me. And again, I'm someone that likes a little bit of efficiency. I typically don't do a third pass, but I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this rinsed off my face real quick and get some aftershave splash on, and we're gonna wrap this video up as quick as we can here. All right. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy so far the Hoffmans. I've had two flavors, if you will, of Hoffmans, and his stuff has been fantastic for my skin. My skin really likes it. You know, so I'm not. Oh, I don't know if you could see that. I could see it almost like a person. Looks like a head, shoulders. Looks like they're sitting down. It's kind of wild. Anyway, yeah, just his ingredients really work well for me. He's on par with Ariana and Evans. For me. Which is saying something. So he's I think this base is as good and agrees with my personal skin as much as Ariana and Evans and the new First Line Shaves does. The First Line Shaves just changed his base to a Wagyu beef, or he's experimenting with a Wagyu beef tallow base. So I haven't had that one yet, but I've tried the 3.1, and this 3.1 agrees with my face really well. And so doesn't the, oh, that stinks. The little stopper guy came out of there. Maybe I can bust it out and stuff it in there. Yeah, no worries. Popped right out of there and right in there. No big deal. All good. So off we go here. It is a very slow drop. I'm someone that goes with my guy Brett. Big puddle. So, you know, I'm like, all right, there we go. All right, so 18 and a half minutes in. So yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit of time to get a decent shave in, but you know, like I said, you can tell by looking at my skin here. I mean, there is nothing, dude. I got zero irritation. You know, my skin here, which wasn't touched at all by a razor, you know, it looks as good here as it does anywhere else. You know, down here on my neck where I have not touched anything with a razor, like, you know, this skin on my neck looks just as good as that. And I don't get that a lot. A lot of times I'm all red and irritated in here. So, I mean, it's just, this base just agrees with me. His products just agree with me. They don't, they just do. So, there you go. We'll kill this at about 20 minutes. So, have an awesome day, guys. Check out Hoffman if you're so inclined. And we'll see you on the other side. Peace.